We are seeing norm-shattering behavior by the president.
Welcome to the Mona Charon Show. Delighted that you could join me. Today's program is being brought to you from a different location. We are downtown at the Bulwark headquarters.
That was cool. The YouTube video that I paused on my phone just started playing on my desktop as I was looking for music. All right, back in a few. Hello, everyone. And I hope you're having a happy Monday. Mine is going smoothly so far. It has not been a long Monday so far. Although, I tried to, last night, I'm just trying to figure out health insurance. Usually, for most of my adult life, I've had insurance through companies, you know? Which is a whole dystopian thing that I'm sure we're all familiar with. Trying to find the right level for music here. And, so I tried to sign up to figure out... I make much less than I used to. So I tried to figure out, Medicare, Medicaid stuff, because I'm not very familiar with that. And then I, signed up to get some information. Then it put me on a non-government website, which I was suspicious of. But I filled out the form. Because the government website sent me there. Surely it can't be that bad. I have gotten 30 texts and 25 calls today from insurance brokers. I'm like, man, I cannot think of people that I want to talk to less. I do not need... I wanted quotes. Why is my number now in... It said it was going to send me quotes. And now my number is in possession of a shitload of insurance brokers who are definitely going to keep texting and calling me. I'm like, man. Sometimes this happened when I was on the job hunt, where I would go sign up. I would go put in my application for a job, and then suddenly I would just start getting a bunch of texts. But I put in applications for 10 jobs, so I don't know which one fucking sold my number. So that's great. That's great. That's just not what I agreed to when I signed that form. That isn't what I was looking for, but whatever. Hello, Boomer. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, not like this, indeed. Thank you for the 3-watch streak. Yeah. Yeah. I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad when I woke up. Thankfully, my phone was on silent. But they started fucking early. Let me just see. Earliest one, I guess as early as can politely be done. The first text was at 8 a.m. even. 8 a.m. sharp was the first text. Let's see what some of these folks followed up quickly. Yeah. Oh, this one was from 6:07 a.m. So they're definitely not getting my business. The other follow-up was 8:33. Yeah. 6 a.m. was the first text. That's wild. I'm not even gonna look at the calls. I'm glad my phone was on silent. Anyway, that aside, this was all spurred on by the fact that I feel I should get my wisdom teeth taken out. There's just a minor thing happened where I was like, I should get my wisdom teeth taken out. It just something feels a little bit weird over on that corner of the mouth. Not pain. I feel like I'm lucky because I don't have any pain over there, or any sensitivity or anything. So when I put my tongue over there and I was like, that's like a sharp bit of tooth. That's a little weird. I was like, I should just get those pulled out. I have this thing, my wisdom teeth came in at slight angles, so they're almost constantly in contact with my gums. And maybe I haven't done a great job of cleaning those. Wisdom teeth in particular. That's very common. I thought I was doing an okay job, but I guess I haven't been that persistent about it, and I haven't had insurance for a little while, so I haven't double checked on them in a while. So that was what spurred on my sudden interest in insurance. It's I don't feel anything over there right now. No sensitivity, no pain. I should get them pulled out while that is still the case. I should have the smallest modicum of foresight. So I sent out the the quotes for insurance. So I might it's not that expensive to get wisdom teeth taken out, but I should check on the insurance thing and see if I can get quick insurance. I'm now just decided after getting fucking bombarded, I'm just gonna like check the marketplace when the marketplace opens for next year, and fuck getting insurance this year. Because I do not want to deal with that. I'll let the marketplace handle it when that opens up in 2 weeks, and the Obamacare extensions didn't get extended, and I'm sure the lowest priced insurance plan I'm gonna be able to get that'll suit my needs probably gonna be like $1,500. Who fucking knows? Insurance is a fucking scam. Our country is a fucking scam. Anyway, I'm probably gonna get my wisdom teeth taken out in the next 2 weeks if I can. So that's my week. Other than that, we had a banger Pathfinder session last Wednesday. It was excellent. I enjoyed it so much. It started an hour late and still was probably the most packed session that we've had of just like good, fun stuff. Like we finished the fight with Trebert in his wolf form. Finished Trebert the wolf. And then we had a conversational scene between him and Steris, who was hunting him down for vengeance. I'm just starting the recap, I guess. Hunting him down for vengeance for being part of the troop that slew her adopted family. And it was revealed that he was a werewolf, that he wasn't totally in his own right mind before. Like, the beast was trying to take control of him before, and now has been, like, pretty rampantly mind-controlled, had his brain rewritten by Augustine, who we have not seen on camera in some time. But it seemed like Augustine took some of those bad old memories and rewired his brain a little bit to help him keep control of the beast. And in exchange, all Trebert had to do was just a couple of simple tasks, such as killing... what was his name? Oriole. Killing Oriole or Bay. In the second episode of the entire campaign. So, I probably should have put more of a point on that, really. Probably should have put more of a point on that. Because there was some back and forth of like, yeah, this guy's not really a good guy, but like, he is the family of Ida Wolf, who is the Duchess of Rudel, who they've recently kind of allied with. They're kind of working with her to, what's the word? They suspect that Temel, where they're going to now, is under some influence of the Void, under the Seraph. And so Ida Wolf, the Duchess of Rudel, who is that's like a vassal state of Temel, she has thrown in with the monsters to try to figure this out. There is something odd going on with the Queen of Temel, and they need to figure out what, because she has recently declared war on a much stronger nearby nation, kind of out of nowhere. So there's a lot of these political machinations going on that are kind of convincing the Duchess of Rudel to help the party figure this out. So they are currently on the way to Temel for that purpose. And so bringing Trebert back, Ida's son, would have been expedient. But the party decided not to go with expedient after quite a bit of grumbling and grinding between the party. And that was very interesting. But yeah, I didn't loop back in. I didn't really make any mention of like some of the stuff that Trebert has done for Augustine in exchange for fixing his brain. But anyway, Trebert's dead. He did crumble to dust after a ring that was upon his finger seemed to glow and activate. And I should have probably mentioned that. So the ring turned into a Magus ring, but I did not... I've just decided that next session I'm going to say... I'm going to let Steris know, I'm going to let Sarah, the player, know, that not everything about the ring has been discovered, that there is some mysterious nature to it. Because it crumbled Trebert to dust And the whole thing is, Isha sent this ring to him. Isha being one of the party members, so that it would revive him. We've already had another revival and a half in this campaign, so I was like worried about this. I was like, I need to make it clear that this is not my fault. That this other bad guy is being revived. So this target of Steris' ire has been revived unbeknownst to her after crumbling to dust. The body crumbled to dust in front of her, and he has been reborn in a form that's kind of like locked into the werewolf form, going through a trial in Isha's city. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting when and if he comes back, accompanied by some other folks that have been sent there to go undergo this trial recently. Hello, Jaffa Cats. It's going all right. How about you? Just going through some of the stuff that happened in the previous session before we get into some GM prep. So that's the lowdown on Trebert, the werewolf. The party then ventured south. They met up with Idolwolf and her caravan, heading to Temel, again, to cover all of that political stuff that I mentioned earlier. On the way, Isha, with all of her schemes, was like, Scene, have you gone and tuned that crystal at our tower that I mentioned? Have you taken care of that yet? And Scene was like, no, I should do that. So they put up the portal back to the tower. Scene went in, started... The whole idea is that Scene has to play a song that reminds him of home a little bit. So he starts messing around with this song, the sound that they heard while they were fighting Trebert. He was like, I need to think of a song that reminds me of home, but this Void song is just stuck in my head. Every time I try to think of something that reminds me of home, I keep thinking of this Void song that we heard. I'm just going to noodle with that a little bit. I'm not going to reflect on that. I'm just going to noodle on that song a bit, and we'll see what happens. And I was like, boy, that's very convenient for me, because Scene of Akshin is an evil eye. He's a in 5e nomenclature, he is a beholder. And he is, of course, an aberration. Which, that's the Void's whole thing, is that they make aberrations. So in this world, I've decided that usually beholders are, like, spun out from the Void, or very commonly associated with the Void. So Scene being affixed, like, totally transfixed by this Void song, and being like, I can only think of this song when I think of a song that reminds me of home. I was like, yes, that's because this, unbeknownst to you, is the first song that you ever learned, and the first song that you ever heard. And you find that you can't stop playing it. You're starting to turn this sun crystal that Isha has, you're starting to turn it a bit voidy and purple. And everyone else who's present, you suddenly come to the realization that as an aberration, Scene of Akshin is very susceptible to all of this void shit. I believe that's exactly what I said in the session. He re-rolled a save to, like, stop playing the song, and, like, pull back and stop playing the song, and barely made it. Stop playing the song that was corrupting Isha's sun crystal into a void crystal. And that was just as, like, Isha came through, stormed through the portal, gave Scene a good slap, and was like, what are you doing? And they had a little bit of a fight. One of the NPCs, who has some more stuff going on, came out of the tower and was like, Cilia, by the way, was like, the boy is closer now than he ever will be. Even though he made that mistake, he's closer now than he ever will be. And Isha kind of, like, calmed down, was like, you are right. You are right. Scene, try again. But if you fuck it up, I'm gonna kill you, Scene. If you fuck it up, I'm gonna kill you. But try again. And then Scene of Akshin started playing a different song. A song from the first song that he composed with this friend of his called The Eighth Bite. Everything in Scene's story is a Twitch or YouTube reference, by the way. There's the Eighth Bite is his drummer. scene of auction is the guitarist and vocalist, and then his devil lute is called the Winding of Tuveshtav, and I wonder if anyone can figure out what that could refer to. So anyway, he successfully played this song that reminded him of his kind of adopted home growing up. Much lighter song, much more aligned with this world's light. And that lit up the sun crystal and finished that ritual to tune it. I still have no idea what the fuck Keisha wants to do with this crystal. I'm only the GM. You would think my players would tell me things. but it has been appropriately tuned, and we'll take that into consideration when Isha wants to use that beacon for something. So that is where we ended the last session. Sorry for babbling on. Go back to the atlas here. So we can get a good look at Temel. I'm also going to adjust my camera here to the wider camera. Oh, there we go. Long-term campaign. We are on episode 50 something, 54, 55. I forgot to put the number in my title. That's going to be annoying later, but that's fine. So yeah, long-term campaign. And the stream is going great so far, thank you. We had some internet issues last time I tried to stream, or Restream.io had some issues, I'm not sure. Not seeing any evidence of that today so far, so that's good. That's good. Stream is going great. And yeah, so this is a very long-term campaign, I would say. It's been going for a good year and a half already, although a good 3 months of that has been canceled sessions because it was fine for a while, but having a group of 6 and then 5 people, all of whom are quite busy, or at least half of whom are quite busy, that was a choice that has resulted in a lot of missed sessions, especially. I think we played one time between November and February last year. So here's hoping this year is a little smoother through that period. And yeah, I've kind of like let the players get the lay of the land for a long time after the intro. The intro was 20 sessions because they kind of kept meandering along side paths that I didn't expect. And I don't corral the players too much. I kind of let them go where they want to go and do what they want to do. And it's, even though this is the most narrative campaign I've ever run, I still have some very sandboxy tendencies when I run it. I am the DM. I am the game master. So this is, I feel like more of this map is, oh, it is. More of the map is blocked off than usual. My tabs are open over here. Wanted to read some change logs for some of the modules in Foundry, but I'll do that on my own time. So here we are in Temel. They just came south from here. They are going to make their way kind of down here, I think, and eventually kind of over on this way and then up to the capital city. Probably the road goes over this river and then up, just because it's so hilly and foresty over here. I think that's what makes more sense. So yeah, so that's kind of their path. There are some challenges here waiting for them. One, they are correct that the Void has planted a very strong influence in this country, in this kingdom. Rudel to the north was protected from it due to some divine business. Which class, race, and features do you have? So we're playing a fairly interesting campaign. We are playing with, I don't know if you know of Battle Zoo. Is that what they're called? Jeez, I suddenly can't remember the company name. I don't think... Roll for Combat? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so we're using the Roll for Combat monstrous ancestries and classic monsters, mythic monsters ancestries. I forget what it's called, but we've got like one player is playing as a beholder / evil eyes, what they call it. One is playing as a steno, so kind of like a Medusa creature. We have a sphinx, and we have a living dungeon and a minotaur. Minotaur is the least wild of those, I think. So we have an interesting group. That's why everything with the campaign, like the campaign name is Monsters Against the Void. I refer to the party as the Monsters. So you'll see a lot of that. It's this idea. Here's the short version of the campaign. 10,000 years ago, 4 gods came from another world and effectively colonized this planet from out from under a bunch of like wild gods, basically. 60, 70 years ago, those 4 that had come and like colonized the world, they got sealed away due to entirely separate reasons. They just didn't get along with mortals all of a sudden. They had a big old war with mortals. One of them betrayed the other 3, sealed them away, and now, 61 years later, the enemy that made them run here and flee to this planet in the first place has come looking for them. So that's the general idea, the general short version of this campaign. How many characters do you have? We have 5. We had 6. Right now we have 5. So the idea was all of the kind of humanoid races are like, we're followers of the 4 and they're kind of splitting away now, but they're all very like tied in with those 4 main gods. Like all the elves, the dwarves, the humans, those kind of like humanoid groups are tied in with the 4. So I had this idea of, actually a player kind of had an idea of like, what if we just all play monsters? And I was like, yeah, if we're all like monsters that are somehow tied to this world more than those like humanoid ancestries, and like for whatever reason, these kind of monstrous characters are the ones who need to save the world effectively and stop the void. Who's your character portrait? Are you talking the like channel portrait, the computer monitor with hair? Let's see. So as they are traveling south here, they will of course find that the influence of the void is strong, like they suspected. They are going to see some Ruchalics, some of the Seraph's angels, droning around and scouting around for trouble. To kind of confirm that. So that'll be kind of the first sign of it. They're going to be going by this manor that is effectively owned and run by the Oridines, who is a family they've already decided that they quite don't like. So they'll maybe split off in a different direction or something to get around that manor and not have to deal with the Oridines. I mean character art. So most of these are from the Battle Zoo books. So, well, I guess, okay. There are a few. So, like, this one is from Battle Zoo Bestiary books. This is for actually a intelligent item rather than a living dungeon, but you know. Scene is also a modified version of their art for an evil eye, but with orange shades, because Scene of Auction is a riff on the Twitch music streamer Scene of Action. No. I drew none of this. This is from like the Battle Zoo book. But those glasses were modified on by Konnor, the player of Scene of Auction. And then Isha, this one is hand-drawn. This one is the hand-drawn drawing second form of a sphinx, bat with like a very long neck. Kind of a very interesting creature. Their face is melting off and turning into sand. So there's that. None of it is drawn by us. Steris and Turkon, I don't even want to like show full picture art of, because they are borrowed pieces, and I don't want to like claim ownership of those in any way. They are pieces that those players have found from elsewhere. Although one of them is maybe getting some art drawn up soon. So yeah. So as I said, they'll detect a bit of a presence of void influence. They might get harassed by some guards. Like, they're not sure if they want to show up as prisoners of Idlewolf yet, or if they want to show up under a different pretense. They aren't totally sure how they want to approach the castle. Problem for them is they've got like all these days of travel, and they might have to decide their story very soon, because we might have some guards show up and say like, Duchess Wolf, we didn't know you were coming. Your arrival wasn't announced in any way. So maybe we should escort you to the castle. There might be like a back and forth there, but the point is the monsters are going to have to decide what they want things to look like very quickly. And see how hard they want to sell their story that they're prisoners. I don't have a lot of... I have a couple of pretty close friends that I would want to invite first if the timing worked out. I would have to discuss with my players a little bit. And on the art side, I apologize. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm very suspicious. I don't have any budget for art. I don't have any budget for art right now. I'm just going to throw that out up front. Anyone who's been on Twitch, you've gotten all the messages of like people trying to sell art. So I'm just going to throw that out right away. Super broke. Starving artist myself. Trying to build up a music composition business. So yeah. I cannot afford nice things like art for my lovely player characters. But that is a very interesting, very kind offer. If you want to hang out, get to know some of the players, get to know me a little bit, it's possible. It's possible. But I can't say yes, kind of like sight unseen to someone less familiar that kind of like hops in and just like asks to join, if that makes sense. I've got a lot of folks I would like to join. Thank you, Boomer. That might be the second time that command has ever gotten used. I need to A/B test some commands, because !D&D music. I think that link's even fucking broken. Let me just here, real quick. That's so funny. Patreon.com/20sided songs. Could be the one. Yes. Okay. I'm a little alarmed that it shows you how much money I make every month right on the front page of Patreon. It's a little weird. I might see if I can turn that off. That squidges me out a little bit. All right. Let me see. Commands, edit, D&D music. I think all this stuff. Find my collection of original tabletop RPG music and viewer requests here. Yeah, I think all that verbiage is fine. Go ahead and whoopsies. Of course you delete the whole thing when I hit Control-Z and not just the... Alright, it's fine. Sorry, I'm getting mad. Technology makes me so mad so fast sometimes. Hello. It goes alright. Stream's going okay so far. I'm getting into some GM prep slowly, but I would say surely. It's not that surely. It's mostly just slowly at the moment. I have modified that command to be more accurate. Let's see. But really, truly, the main thing I need to prep, I need a fucking map for this castle. So I was looking for one before the stream started, and I kind of failed to find one. I have like a manor house, but that'll be for if they go to Manor Oridine in a bit. I tried to put Cragmaw down And then I realized that it was all super busted up, and maybe that wasn't going to work. I didn't realize that the thing, yeah, the castle was just all busted up, so that doesn't serve my purposes. You'd think there would be more maps of castles and throne rooms. But like there ain't more. And it's a little wild. I could probably use some of these like WEC things from this is Forgotten Adventures battle maps, by the way. They are excellent. Barracks and storage. Probably the temple. Great cavern. Check out the temple. Yeah, it's not really a throne room, actually. Really weird. There's not like a throne tag, of course. Is there like a castle tag? Camp, fort, ruins. I don't want ruins. Indoors. Reddit is another source of battle maps. That's true. Yeah, r/battle maps is great for home games. Absolutely. Since I stream my game, I tend to go with maps that I know I have the rights to use. It makes me more comfortable when there's like a streaming, like people are free to use this for streaming license agreement available on some of these. So I know that these like Patreon creators are fine with that. Reddit, I don't necessarily know where all the maps come from. I don't necessarily know who has the rights to use it in a money-making venture. That kind of thing. So yeah, like I mentioned, this manor house is going to be great if they go to the Ordine Manor. This will be a lovely map for that. It could almost work for a castle, but I don't want it to. I want to save it for the Ordines. I also use Ilmater's floor plan generator to just make my own battle maps sometimes. Yeah. No, you're totally allowed to use those map makers. You can absolutely use those to make maps that you're going to stream. I stream plenty of maps made by those. I'm just working on another one. Like, we are gonna go to this anti-cavern / fortress thing soon. That's gonna be like, this is the multi-level map. It looks like a mess, but if we go to levels here, that's sequencer. There's levels. So we've got like this bottom part of the cavern that's just like a river. There's like this stairway up. This like busted up stairway that I kind of painstakingly made that leads up to this cavern. This is like the middle level with these like pools that I painstakingly rearranged to not look like a dick and balls, because that's just an unavoidable shape in cartography if you don't know. It makes me so mad. Anyway, and then this is the top entrance layer where they come on in. And start to like jump down this little gap into the lake, or this gap into the much further down river, and whatever. They're going to meander all through this into the Enduring Keep, which I have not mapped out yet. So I want my mapping attention to go to that. So I don't want to make a custom map here, if at all possible. I will throw $5 at someone to get a castle map instead of having to make one in this instance. Just because we're going to be hitting a few locations in sequence. I like using pre-made maps when I can. And then I like busting out custom maps for a more detailed dungeon. Like kind of a location that they'll be sitting at for a little bit. But making like a pretty one-off, I don't know, something about that I don't enjoy as much. Port. So we have the Viking Mead Hall, which is not going to be, well, that could almost work. Mountain Outpost won't work. Red Brand won't work. Taverns won't work. I need something that looks throne room-ish. So let's check out Ironhold. This is not very throne room-ish. This is pretty brutalist. This is pretty... Are those dumbbells? Those are just dumbbells. It's just a wait. They just have a gym. This is just their gym outside. Okay, anyway. Oh, look at that. I know those crystals. I know those crystals from Dungeon Draft. Anyway. Probably from their Forgotten Adventures asset pack. This song is a Baldur's Gate 3 song. The intro always reminds me of a Final Fantasy 7 song. This part too, actually. Yeah, so this one won't work. We'll try, lastly, we'll take a look at the Mead Hall. Yeah, this is another not really. Let's go to Forge. Would you believe me if I said I've never played Final Fantasy VII? I would. I would believe you. I've got quite a few friends that never played it, or like, came to it late. Get more of those calls from those insurance brokers I was talking about. Let's see. So I actually want the marketplace. Castile. I bet Chepeku has some great castles. My first Final Fantasy game was Magic the Gathering Arena. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around right now. Red Plain Cast, that's freaky. Edril Wine Cellar, Castle Ruins. Castle Bridge. I want the inside. Dragon Castle. It's weird to complain. It's weird to be like, this could work, actually. It's weird to be like, man, these castles are too goddamn stylized. They're too fantastical. I just want some simple human castles. So they have Castle Lit. That's great. Mushroom Ruin. That's all right. Abandoned Stained Glass and Underwater. Okay. Moonlight Maps make some really good stuff. It's true. It looks very great. Like, I love the look of it. I have their, I have like a foundry, like a literal, you know, like a foundry where people hammer on metal, not a foundry like the virtual tabletop. I have a foundry map from Moonlight Maps. That's pretty great. That I didn't get to use because my players went in a different direction. Yeah, so I could just put a throne up top here. This could work. This could work. Can I wish list? No, I can only gift. Maybe I could make a map for you sometime. Just let me know with the specifications. It'll give me something to do. Very nice. I appreciate that. I could definitely see myself passing something off. In a situation like right now where I'm like, man, I have like 3 dungeons to make at a bunch of specific locations. I could probably use some somewhere. Great Hall. Not quite what I'm looking for. It looks nice, but not quite what I'm looking for. Skeleton castle tiles. Huh. Skeleton Point Castle Kit. Classic castle dungeon tile rooms, included our... Oh, cool. So they have, like, these different styles. Including, like, a grayscale version with no color. These look pretty nice. I do think I could use this for the rest of the castle, theoretically. Again, I wish I could wish list. Okay. I'm thinking to avoid too much kind of analysis paralysis. This Grand Library is cool. I dig this. I think I will probably grab that throne room and just run with that. And I will come up with some ancillary rooms as needed. Oh, that's sick. I like my one room fight maps, and this looks great. I love that. Very simple, but it looks so good. And it gives me a little bit of vertigo almost with the way the whole room is like the kind of almost fisheye look at the walls that you get. I wish it would stop moving, Gubby. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna quickly buy this Dragon Castle thing. Maybe we'll reuse one of the more fantastical ones later. We'll try to dress it up so players don't recognize it, but glad I went full screen. The payment screen here is just fully doxing me. Confirm purchase. Curious that the 8% sales tax is $0.00. Download zip content. I should probably download it. I should probably keep a local copy. Just smart. Install. I'm gonna have to restart the server. So, give me a moment for that as well. We'll get back into it. Reflected off your glasses. Oh boy. If you can get text off my glasses on a 1080p, it might even be 720p. I might only stream in 720. If you can get text off my bounced glasses, I would be very impressed. What are we doing? Stop server. Switches to 4K. Enhance. Give it a minute. Give it a good 30 count to reset. Sorry. Since I've started stream, I've gotten 3 more texts and 4 more calls. Presumably all from insurance brokers, as I mentioned earlier. Isn't capitalism so good? Isn't it so efficient how there are 20 insurance brokers trying to get my attention at the same time? All right. Should be loading up. We'll hop on in. How long have we been going for an hour? We've gotten so much stuff done. We'll get there. You know what? While we're doing this, I need to remember to always start with the do you like my notes? The place near the... Okay, anyway. We're always a little bit more efficient when we start with the session sheet, so we'll do that. What was this? S2, Season 2, Episode 35. That translates to Episode 55. In the Monsters campaign, not for the 25th. I need to reset the script, but I haven't done it yet. Bite me. Okay. And I haven't put on the character review section yet. I want this to be a permanent section. So we'll grab those, toss it in there, collapse it down. Okay. Then we've got our opening scene. Open on. This is going to be, I'm not going to write this whole thing out, but this is going to be a flashback from Steris reflecting on the on home, on this song reminding her of home. Thinking back to the Dream Council with Sig. The night, two nights the night after killing Trebert. So that's going to be the opening scene, which is not exactly a hot start, but it is there's a bit of drama to it. It ties some things together. So, taxing food. So the idea for Turkon, he is part of a very particular religion from Sarosa, where he's from. The Minotaur kind of tend to the land, they roam the land, they make sure the land is safe and well taken care of. And as part of that, they're like a very peaceful people. They set down kind of their war weapons literally 10,000 years ago, but in an age long past, they set down their war weapons and took up weapons or implements of agriculture and industry to take care of the land, like I mentioned. But as part of that, there's kind of this mandate where they tax food. They protect the small folk. They get to tax food from the small folk, which translates to just rudely picking up food off their plate. And it's just kind of a cultural Sarosan thing where they're chill with it. If they see a Minotaur, the Minotaur get some claim just to their meal, because it comes from the land that they help to cultivate and nurture, and they have to wander around to do this. So they themselves do not get to sit down, put down roots, and like tend to crops. So that's kind of the idea there. But Turkon has continued to do this in the north, far, far away from home, and people are just like, what the fuck? What is this Minotaur doing? So I'm gonna try to highlight that a little bit, because it's a little difficult for me to highlight Turkon sometimes. But we're gonna highlight that he's not actually in a place where he has like defended the people and cultivated the food, cultivated the land. So someone's gonna call him on it and be like, I know your culture, I know what you're doing, but you have not helped these people. So it's just this is just my scratch paper for how to highlight these characters. Because someone's just gonna call Turkon on his hypocrisy. It's not even hypocrisy, but his kind of, he's not really totally following the teachings. He's like taking advantage of his religious teachings instead of actually practicing them. I like the Baldur's Gate vibe. Do we have some lo-fi Baldur's Gate? I like that. Well, maybe I said that and then I immediately changed my mind. I was like, I don't really want that right now. This Tactics Advanced Piano Collection, that could be nice later. Ooh, dry ice today, what the heck? We'll throw in the Ivalis set next. All right. So. We covered all these scenes last time. So, some other scenes that we could potentially have. Like I said, we're going to have angels prowling the Temel countryside. party might have to hide. Might have to start their little disguise early. We will see. So there's that. There is a potential scene with, like, guards arriving and insisting on escorting the Duchess. I need to come up with a name for the castle and the capital. There is, of course, the meeting with Queen Redmore. How did I spell it? Oh, shit. Redmore? No. Is it 2 Ds? Yeah, it's Reddmor. Okay. So you have the meeting with the Queen Redmore. There's some shit is gonna potentially happen here. There are already players about. You get out. You get out right now. But she is not who she says she is. That is not going to be a huge shock to the players. At this point, they're very aware that the Void has a habit, a well-practiced habit of impersonating people. So, Queen Redmore has been replaced. But she herself is not some terribly strong creature, exactly. There is a lieutenant here in Temel, but it is not Queen Redmore. Queen Redmore is kind of a puppet, but she does have the ability to mind control the guards who have been exposed to her. To fight the monsters. And Wolf. This includes Luna. Luna and her contingent, who are supposed to be helping to corner the queen, are going to turn on the monsters and their associates. I think that'll be a good scene. I'm gonna just fully steal the critical role thing. And I don't think they came up with it, but the idea of, like, these mind-controlled individuals, like, just kind of stone-faced following orders, but then, like, a tear kind of, like, streaming down their face as they try to fight it. Try to fight this mind control when their bodies are taken from their own control. So, I don't know if anyone is terribly fond of Luna. I'm fond of Luna. But she might end up dead here. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So there is that. There is After, which includes... Oh, fuck. Did I have a name for her? I don't know. Voraktee Matron. After Fake Redmore has been... What's the word? Has been removed. After Fake Redmore has been removed, the Voraktee Matriarch will approach Ida Wolf in an attempt to save her family's standing, basically. These are the traitors. These are the people who have sold Temel up the river to gain favor with this Seraph. Gain favor with the Void in hopes of kind of, like, improving their standing here and surviving the coming war. Exchange information to save her family. Ida Wolf will tentatively agree. With some harsh terms. What's his name? Martel? Martel Voraktee is to be executed for his crimes. he will take the fall for the traitorous, or treasonous activities of the family. I don't have their names at the moment, but their youngest, the youngest Ordines, will go to live with the wolves and grow up there. I don't remember what the name for this term is, but it was sometimes to like ensure the cooperation of like potential rivals or whatever. Like one family, one kingdom, one nation would like take heirs of another nation or like prominent children of politicians from like another nation, and they would like live with them as like adopted children almost, but they would also definitely be hostages that would be killed if the parents stepped out of line. And that is going to be the implication here, is like your grandchildren will come and live and grow up in our castle, and their parents can come too. And if you all survive this, then so will they. If you all do not attempt for further dalliances with the void, then we're all good. We don't need to question what would happen to those children if you do commit further dalliances with the void. But it will put them in danger no matter what if you do those things. So that's going to be kind of the idea. I will be shocked if we get beyond this in the next session. But there's going to be a whole thing with the Ordine Manor. That is where the actual strong lieutenant is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be... There's going to be a dragon. One of the rules in this world from the world building is that this world had no dragons. But the Seraph isn't from this world. So I think it'll be a big oh shit moment if I'm like a winged creature breathing death appears and attacks your fancy new floating keep that we're going to get to in a couple of sessions. Yeah. So basically there's going to be a dragon who is the backup plan if Queen Redmore doesn't work here. So that's the general plan. We need to set up the throne room here. I need to start importing those manors as well, because maybe they'll go and try to get Redmore out of the manor. They might not. Maybe I'll throw in that there is a strong lieutenant there. I don't know. We'll see. And if they do the impulsive thing and they kill the Ordine matron before she can give all of the information, they just won't know that there's a strong-ass void lieutenant hanging out in that castle. Let me see. This is the wrong place. We need to go into manage modules. Castle? No. What was it called? No, not the maps from hell. What was it called? Angela? No, it was a Moonlight map. What? That's verified. Stand by. What was it called? What did I just buy? Castle Bridge? No, it was called the Dragon Castle. I forgot that I had these side dungeons. I should check those. But that ain't it. I guess maybe it might be bundled under Moonlight Maps. That might be a clever way to do it. Maybe I should do my songs that way. If they have like a modular module, and all of their maps load under this like Moonlight Maps module, that might be pretty cool. And they don't have their own... Because it's a little tedious when every single map, every single song pack you release, for instance, has its own module. So maybe this is what they do. Well, let's see. Moon. Moonlight maps, battle maps. Oh, this ain't it. City Tavern. How do I install it? City Tavern, battle maps. Castle? No. I don't know how to install this map. It's kind of funny. I did hit install, right? We're here to see your downloads. Oh, I guess I do already have the downloads. I have it downloaded locally. I thought I clicked install, though. Dragon Castle? Yeah, it is installed. Maybe its manifest says something about like a max version that it supports, and I just have to, maybe I just have to import it. That's fine. I'll go grab it and move it. Battle maps. Just paste it here. Where'd it go? This is too big. Why is this huge icons? I guess so I can get a better look at the maps, but man, that's annoying. Extract all. Just extract 2 Moonlight maps. We'll just call it Moonlight. I'm turning into a bigger and bigger fan of smaller and smaller folder names. Do they have a... I'm curious to check the JSON. Where did it go? I should have opened this in like Notepad++ or Sublime or something. URL manifest download. I think it's just in the old manifest format. Compatibility. There's no like max version. I don't know. I don't know why it won't show up. Odd. I'm gonna check my modules one more time. I don't know. Don't know. I get very fixated, can you tell? I suppose I could grab the manifest and force an import. Import wizard, shared compendium. No, none of that is correct. Install systems and modules. That's going to bounce me to the... It's already installed here. I suppose give me the manifest one here. Because I just don't want to... I mean... Oh, it's fine. Fuck it. What is the sound effects in here? Cave ambience, dark cave, fire sounds. I don't think I need any of these. Like, maybe. Like, maybe. but we'll just scroll through these and find one that we like. I like this one quite a bit. I don't like these. This one's okay. This one being just regular lit. There's no like big, like, sconces or anything. So I don't think we need the fire sound. The mushroom one is kind of cool. The night one is kind of cool. I like this stained glass one. 2 underwater ones. Interesting. So I like the stained glass one. And then we can kind of, could even, well... yeah. Maybe we'll go with that one. The purple lighting in this one might work better-ish. Anyway, so we'll just throw like a throne up here. We'll throw in something. I don't like that it's webbed up. Okay, this one's not webbed up. I guess we gotta go with this one, because the other one has webs. I could do the thing where I hide one. And the lighting turns into this, and the webs kind of... maybe I like that idea. We'll upload both. This one's going to be a tile, abandoned glass, and then stained glass. We'll do that. Okay. I can probably just delete the Highlands Pass. They have all the items from him. I can probably just delete these two. I'll worry about that later. Swear to God. Get so many calls today. Oh, let's see. Not a new folder. I need to change the name of this later, but whatever. Temel Throne Room. Background image, browse files. We're already in uploads and maps. Browse. Can I select two at once? Can I do this and this? No. This and this? No. It's fine. Do this one first. I can tell when someone has optimized a file name for Amazon AWS. Yeah, let's do... I don't know which one I want to be the tile. I guess it doesn't matter. The effect is going to be the same. One of them will get hidden. We'll let the stained glass one be the background. There are ways to kind of accidentally see the background when the other file is on top, and I don't want to spoil the web thing. Grid should be all fine. I guess I didn't look. It says 25 by 25 underscore 72. I assume that means the grid is 72 pixels. I'll mess with the lighting and ambience later if I need to. Take a looky look. 25 by 25, right? This is looking bigger than that. Yeah, this is looking pretty huge. I think that's just... I think I must have interpreted this wrong. I don't know what the 72 is, though. 25 by 25. And I should be able to do 3,500 divided by 25 in my head, but I can't, so... Or rather, I don't want to. 140. 140. Okay. And now this should be whatever 25 times 5 is. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry. No, it's not. Hold on. I see, because I'm... never mind, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. 125 feet across, that is correct. It's so funny. The way this is laid out makes it look longer than it is, but it is a square. Kind of cool. Okay. But it, like, looks longer this way. Okay. So there is that, and then there is the tile that we want to put on top here. Oh, I have some secrets and clues I have to do in the worksheet. I'm not being very good. Not being very diligent about my steps here. But I gotta go finish the sheet. Okay. Surely that will not get confusing for me at all. I should almost, like, put it out of the way, but I can't. Very easily. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to be cursed to see the webs and stuff in here. Even though my players will not until I reveal it. We're also going to see if we have, like, a throne ready to go. It's not going to be the right art style, though, I don't think. Dungeon on Demand Furniture Pack. So we have, like, a throne. Kind of. This is kind of garbage, but we'll throw it out here in case we don't find anything better. We have... Where's the Kingdoms pack? There's the Kingdoms pack. This should have a throne, but I'm always disappointed by this pack somehow. No such luck. They do have a sick trapdoor. Yeah, nothing in there. Dungeon decor, maybe, but unlikely. And these, like, kind of 3D rendered things don't fit this map whatsoever. Temple pack? Just a fancy chair, fancy temple chair. Oh, but these are, like, mostly pre-made maps. Okay. Okay, nothing in there. Pack 1. That could do. I like that better than the other chair. We make this, like, big. I need to do something like that. Something like that. That fits the whole aesthetic of this room much better than this green. This green, like, mid-1900s chair. So that might be the one. I don't know how much, like, surgery I want to do on this map, really. But I can add some stuff. Oh, immediately I'm like, I could make a thing where these candles get snuffed out when she starts doing her magic. Like, that isn't absolutely absurd. I can make a macro to do it. I'm gonna not fuck with it. I'll do that in my own time. We'll see. Can I just see? Is there a way? Appearance. Yeah, it shows me the path here. Triggers. I'm gonna get sucked in, man. Images. List of additional images for this file. Fuck yes. Okay. I'm getting there. Son of a gun. That one. Not the folder. Son of a. Just close it. Just close it. Oh, it's still there. It's still there. Wonderful. Delete, 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 delete. Plus a singular one. How about that? There you go. There you go, bucko. So now I can have some kind of macro, some kind of trigger where I can double click on these, or double click on one, and all of them get snuffed out. So. So perhaps we will play with that, perhaps we will not. We'll see. Okay. Are these doors or just sconces, you think? Because they kind of look like additional... Because this must be a point of entry. Yes, this must be a point of entry. Therefore, these must all be points of entry as well. So we're going to slide this, scooch this on forward. Just a wee bit there. There's 5 feet of room for someone to hop out back here. That means these are side doors as well. Cool. Cool. It's a little hard to tell. It's also a little hard to put these tiles in, like... I guess this one's in the back. This one's in the back. You could put lights under these doors to show just like light trickling in, that they are entrances, because it's not super obvious that they're doors. I had to analyze the map a second to see that, so. But I don't have that kind of fine detailing in my tiles here. These tiles are very basic and quite old, really. They don't match modern conveniences. But you don't say. You don't say. Let's see if good old Dungeon Elements 1 has just some generic lighting. Nope. No, they do not. I might try to put another symbol in this circle fantasy symbol set because... What? These are not fantasy symbols. This is a park bench. Anyway, I don't know that the symbol of Temel is a compass rose. But it seems like where we go, unless there's like a spellcaster rune or something, I don't really think. If I made, is there a way to make this gray? Yo. Some webby options here. Oh, I like this. Appearance, tile opacity, and then we'll just make it gray. I do just kind of like how that lines up. I don't know if I like the gray. I could make it a desaturated red, desaturated green, maybe? That's not too bad. Doesn't look great on the purple, frankly, but oh, that version is also still purple. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, I guess. It doesn't look stupendous on the purple. Temel's colors are supposed to be like green and gold, but you know, it's fine. I say it's fine, and then I continually look for another option. If I could just have like a golden circle or something behind it. But it needs to be like a solid geometric shape. And again, we are short on those in these packs. This is gonna look dumb for a minute, all right? We're just workshopping it. Don't at me. Appearance. Give me that desaturated gold. Nope, it looks like garbage. It looks like garbage. I can't, like, set the tint opacity, because I would just make the whole thing gold if I could. But that's not kind of how these things overlay. You know what I mean? We'll get that one out of there. Ooh, the temple pack could have something good for us. Ooh. Little stone circle made of gold. That could do. Love for it to be self-centered a little. You know what that's not exact. I don't mean like selfish. I would love it to be the right size to be self-centering upon those tiles. Appearance, tint, gold. kind of. Again, it doesn't look great on the purple, frankly. And it's a little too big, frankly. Like, you can tell. You can tell that this boy is getting a bit stretched out. Fucking stay there. I'm just trying to grab the... Oh, you make me so mad. You make me so mad. Like, it's a bit pixelated. This isn't perfect. It ain't bad, but it ain't great. What do you mean? What do you mean, exclamation mark? No way. What the fuck? What in the fuck recursive shit is that? What in the world, dude? Holy moly. Let's just go like this. Badoop.png. Not with the comma. We don't need a comma in there, man. Just all right. All right? You dig? You don't dig. Okay. It's because I didn't. Okay, hold on. No comma in here. I need to fix this one. There we go. Holy moly. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. Let's keep our searching going. What about this one? This is also a bit squatched. I don't think it's... These are... Oh, it is a little... Okay. It is a little bit just not a circle in there. That's fine. Note that I have a perfectly good throne room, and this is all completely unnecessary. Oh. The well thing. There's some, like, skelly hands in there, though. Okay, so what about you? What about you in the gold? Tint. Might like it better than this one. Bring this one to the front. I do think I like that better. Okay. This is what iteration and problem solving get you. This one might be even better, but it's tiny. It would look super stretched. Right? Yeah, that won't work. So I guess what I said is false. It will not look even better because it would look horribly, horribly stretched. Shield would be too small. Not even gonna try it. We just tested something very similar. Okay, that was great. That was wonderful. Peeking at weather overlays for absolutely no reason. But... Yeah, this map. These, like, map bits could have something for me. Isn't this just the most interesting part of prep? Are you not entertained? I feel like we're going to be lacking in perfect circles. Yeah. Yeah. We have kind of like a lot of map dressing and not a lot of like symbols or flags there, which is not doing us any good for our purposes. I mean, there's a circle, but it's in perspective. Darn it. I feel like we looked at kingdoms already. A lot. Do that. Whoa, look at this shit. Look at that. That looks awesome. Not useful here. Not remotely useful here, but it looks awesome. Okay. Mega maps, doodads. I need to, like, put that in my scratch paper. My scratch notes. Okay. Not helpful here. But again, I need to remember that these exist. I should download these maps. I should delete them from Foundry and just download them and put them in my maps folder, because I'm never going to see these, and there are multiple times when these would have come in handy. What time is it? Get on to 4 o'clock. Okay. Rune puzzles also would have been helpful. Maybe not. These look very... These don't look like things that would be on a vaguely England-coded kingdom's symbols. Terran worlds. Oh, yeah. Outside, outdoorsy maps. Yo, I've used this map so often. There's like this tiered, like rice paddies, water farming map, and I have used that in campaigns going back 10 years. Ignored all the rest of these, but that one map has seen a lot of use. Okay. I've said okay about 6 or 7 times now. Oh, this I need to delete this folder as well. This is impossible to look at. Okay. I am satisfied that our little circle construction here is good enough for now, and I'll fuck with it later. So, close that. Now we are going to look at... I had a creature in mind to be the Queen Redmore. Do I have a portrait for Redmore already? I forget. We'll see. Angel Evils. None of these. I should just look at aberrations. It will get me there faster. Yo, maybe I should just pause this and go play Final Fantasy Tactics. Maybe that's what I should do. Okay. not Tamliok, not technically Rudel, but whatever, we'll just use this. Aberration. Oh, yo, we are... This is definitely higher level than that. Tis none of those. I wish this was, like, a little bit bigger for you guys. What a strange creature. Not what we're looking for either. I have a very particular one. That kind of... that I had slotted for this purpose, if it's the right level. Hounds of Tindalos. Interesting. Drawn to those who tamper with the flow of time, travel through time, or use magic or rare alchemical drugs. Okay. Avoiding all angles. Wow. All right. What a wild creature. Shingle Lurk. Nope. There's a bling. None of these. Not that either. I thought it was around this level or earlier, so I'm wondering if maybe it's not an aberration. Oh no, there it is. Hello, Guzrig. You frickin' weirdo. Agents of the Dominion of Black who insinuate themselves into humanoid societies to implement the goals of their sinister masters. This is actually like the perfect level to get these guys in. This one's just going to be a strong Guzrig. So we're going to throw this one out here. Yo, this art. It's so... they're so weird, but I love this art a little bit. It's just like... a big brain. And then, like, you could just barely see this, like, face down here. These guys are so weird. Just the weirdest ET monsters. Okay. What the... I know, right? Small human... yeah, medium humanoid. I don't think it has a different art for medium humanoid. I would love to set that. Should act as an item pile. Okay. Looks like something out of Stellaris. Yeah, well, so the Dominion of Black are basically space aliens. Like, they just are aliens. So yeah. Very much in that same vein. Link to actor data. Do that. Broadcast stance. Secures its limbs into the ground as its brain-like head crackles with psychic energy. The Gozreg's unsettled aura extends to 60 feet, and it blocks all other creatures' telepathy in the aura. Its mind bolt can also affect any number of targets. Okay. And when the Gozreg uses its claw strike, leaves its space, or is knocked prone. I think we do have to... I think we gotta use that at some point. Borrow languages, okay. Thought sense 60 feet, telepathy 100 feet, unsettled aura. Any non-mindless creature within 30 feet of the Gozreg takes -1 status penalty to will saves. Ooh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. They do have spells. Telekinetic hand, telekinetic projectile. Some mind stuff like nightmare and suggestion. Subconscious suggestion. Deep within the target's mind for them to follow when a trigger you specify occurs. You suggest a course of action to the target. The directive must be phrased in such a way to seem like a logical course of action. Can't be self-destructive or obviously against the target's self-interest. Until the next time you prepare. If the trigger occurs before then, the target immediately follows your suggestion. Lasts a minute or an hour. Okay. Okay. Phantasmal Calamity. That sounds sick. What is this? A vision of apocalyptic destruction fills the minds of each creature in the area. Cool, cool, cool. 11d6. If you fail a couple of saves, you're stunned for a minute. Holy. But you get additional saves every turn. Okay. Phantom Pain. More mental damage stuff for a single target. Oh, persistent mental damage. That's wild. Okay. Synaptic Pulse directly tries to stun. Well, a shitload of people. Wow. Each enemy in the area. Okay. Yo. Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, they have Mind Probe, Suggestion, Nightmare. They have a lot of good stuff. 3 uses of Suggestion. Okay. Okay. Okay, lots of good spells. I think... Okay. Okay, so that will have already been cast. Yeah. I'm going to cheat a little bit. All of the soldiers are going to be under subconscious suggestion. So that's a bit of a cheat. But it's makes for a more dramatic scene. If every guard in the throne room is going to fall under this suggestion to just clear the intruders from the throne room. When the queen gives a certain command. Yo. It's wild. They just have like a 66 bludgeoning spell. Every turn. They can just spend 2 actions doing this. I guess they'd rather cast their spells. Okay. This is going to be fun. Do I want to make this guy 3 levels above the party? Probably not, actually. The difficulty of the fight is not going to be this creature's, like, body. It's not going to be this creature's stats. It's going to be the fact that there's a bunch of soldiers in here that are going to be lower level than the party. The party is level 9. They're probably all going to be level 6 or 7. They're going to have the help of a queen, a Duchess Idolwolf, who is reasonably strong in her own right. Probably easiest if I make her like a party strength creature. I need to figure out how to change this character's art depending on form. Cheat, configure, skill tree gallery. I'll do that later, though. If need be, I could just have 2 different tokens. Let's see. Can I actually... Token. No, wrong one. Gallery. If I just, like, search for Gozreg, if I take off humanoid... and just search for Gozreg... Okay, it does use the bestiary entries. So I can just, like, drag this onto the creature in the middle of a fight. I think. Let's try it. Let's make a duplicate real quick. Where'd it go? I'm so dumb. It's up here. All right. Duplicate. Goes right. Copy. Oh my god, they're confusing each other? They're unsettling each other? Wild. Okay. Why is it broken? So if I just make you this Abadar Gunslinger. That didn't work. If I make you this Abadar Gunslinger. Oh, I have to, like, re-drag it onto the map anyway. I'm just gonna have 2 copies, then. Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. And then just to test it, search for Gozreg. And I could probably figure out how to macro that too. My to-do list is getting very long, but whatever. Whatever. There could be a module for it as well. So anyway. So this is our main enemy. We need a bunch of fighters. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna search fighter NPC fighters. More looking for, like, yeah, we could make some level 6 fighters out of these level 7 ones. I'm not totally sure which way we're gonna go with this. Some of these are gonna have bows and stuff. These guys have short bows. These guys have power attack. These are gonna be the blind fight. That's interesting. Debilitating shot is great. Brutal soldier is going to be the ranged ones. Let's make a new folder. Temel terrors. An even darker purple for that one. Wow, that looked way less dark when it's fine. Brutal soldiers are going to be the archers in here. We're going to put the Gozreg in here. And the copy, I guess, because I might need both. Cut from the air. I don't think so. Attack of opportunity and double slice are great. Choosing the fighter's current multiple attack penalty. Both strikes must target the... I don't think they're going to be dual wielding. Triple shot. Ooh. Evasive flip. I don't think they're very acrobatic. I think debilitating shot is more interesting. Is art slightly different? No, I don't think so. I think I'm hallucinating. What is resounding bravery? Will save against spells. Okay. They critically succeeded, will save. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that. I don't think these guys are gonna crit succeed versus much of anything. But they can do some debilitating shots and slow targets. There's a toggle you can select on the NPC sheet. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. So then, yeah, not the triple shot guys. We're just gonna go with the bold soldiers, even though their whole thing is like blind fight. They have power attack, which is nice, and then certain strike. Yeah. Yeah, they can still do like chip damage. They can still do chip damage with this. So with their great axe. With their great axe, they can do 9 damage even if they don't hit. So that's nice. So we'll have the bold soldiers and the brutal soldiers. I think I will make them level 6. Let me just see. Level 7 one versus a level 6. How much XP they each give. Level 6 would give 12 XP. That means there can be roughly, let's see, if this guy is level 64. If we want this, okay, so it's going to be like 160 XP encounter. Sorry, we're getting into some Pathfinder math. It's going to be like 160 XP encounter. It's going to be a tough fight, but they're going to have an ally. They're going to be able to regain some of their allies as well, if they want. So yeah, I think it's fair to go to 160 XP. They're effectively canceling out a couple of these soldiers just by having Idle Wolf on their side. I could almost consider it. This guy's 60 XP on their own. I could almost, I don't know. They'll be taking part in the fight. It's fine. We'll call it 160 XP so we don't go too wild. So that's 12 versus 16. Doesn't make a ton of difference. You get to 100 a bit faster with the 16 XP one. All right, we're going to take a break for a minute, and then we'll keep kind of filling this out quickly. Yeah, then we'll keep going for a little while more. I still have to redo some secrets and clues in the sheet, so maybe we'll take a break to do that. Anyway, back in a few minutes. And I am back. Let us see. So, we're just filling out a few more soldiers here. I do want to change the art, so what's the bath? What's the bath? I can have, like, Luna can be like a level 7 something. We're basically looking for 100 XP. We can have, like, 100 divided by 12 is like... We can have about 8? We'll call it 8. We'll call it just 8 soldiers, including Luna. And Luna will be, like, 1 level higher. These are all Queen's Guard. They should be roughly the same level. The Queen will be 1 higher than Luna. And, yeah. I gotta sneeze, man. Sorry, not the Queen. The Duchess will be 1 level higher than Luna. Yeah. So basically there will just be 8 soldiers. Oh. Yeah, the Queen's got some of her own guard, or the Duchess has some of her own guard here too. This is gonna turn into a huge fight, though. I'm gonna handwave some of it. Gonna handwave some of it and say that the Queen's guard, or the Duchess's guard, is more like preventing people from interfering, or just handwave some of it away. There will be, like, maybe a crowd fighting, you know, there will be some skirmishing happening. And the party will be basically fighting only the people who are focused on them, or whatever. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so 8 is the number. Let's figure out which one of these is going to be Luna. It'll probably just be... They're all trained similarly. I'll probably just make it another power attack, certain strike soldier, maybe? Except they have a great axe. I don't really like that for Luna. There's a light hammer, double slice, light hammer, and dagger. Not my favorite. So they're kind of weird. They're just kind of weird, actually. None of them have. None of these soldiers are like shield soldiers. Okay. Let me just see what the next level up is. Level 10 soldiers. Not perfectly ideal. Because I don't want Luna to be level 9, and I could only reduce the level by 1. That's fine. We'll make Luna like a... I'll give, like, raised shield to one of these bold soldiers. Or not one of the bold soldiers, one of the other... What are the other ones? What was it? Capable. Bring a capable soldier. Make them not weak. Make them elite. Call them Luna. That way I know. That one will have linked actor data. what to call them. The other group can be called like the Axe Guard or something. Call these ones the Falcons. And not just because they have falchions. Prototype token, Falcon. Append incrementing number. Okay. I like the random adjective one, sure. An Axe Guard. Prototype token, Axe Guard. Append number, append adjective. Update token. And then I suppose I could just use the gallery. I don't need to... I don't need to go create custom stuff, I guess. I don't know if they look like Hell Knights exactly. That's a little too unarmored. I need some armored axemen. I guess the Champion of Rovagug here is like the best option. Kind of wild. There's just going to be 6 of these people. Unamused Axe Guard. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So no axe. Now we want a bow. That could work. I like this Archer Sentry better. It looks so dorky, dude. I love that. I think that might be the one, though. These could be the Falcons. Yeah, that Human Ranger kind of works better. Maybe I can assign specific art to some of them. Wonder if I can do that very easily. Oh, maybe I should have like contingents of scouts. I don't know. I don't wanna mess with that right now. We'll get to that later if we need to. Okay. So we'll have one falcon up here. Have another falcon. Okay. Let me see if I can make one of these like an orc. One of these orc boys. Nope, not that one. See if I can do this. Nope. How do I change the target actor? How is it decided that we're working on the axe guard? Wait. Maybe I could do this. Go like this, go gallery. Oh, there we go. Replace artwork? Yes? Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, that works. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll give the Gozreg a custom ring. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Okay, so we got like we have 1, 2 up there, and then we have one. We have 6 more down here. Let's just get the 4 initial axe guard. I guess okay. Luna is not going to be level 8. Luna's going to be level 7. Everyone else is level 6. Except I fucked that up. Oh, that worked. Cool. There we go. I guess I don't need the numbers on these because they're already differentiated by the adjectives. But that's fine. Okay. And then we need a... Boy, oh boy. We need a ranger who's going to be level... I guess maybe she'll have to be level 9 because I can't easily... Oh, I can make a level... Sorry. I'm all over the place. We can, in fact, make a level 8 ranger, so... Maybe a sturdy wildling? Gravity weapon, oh. Okay, cool. I like that. Are we? So, sturdy wildling. Renamed to Idlewolf. Is a human humanoid. Okay. They should have the. They should be party aligned. They should be not weak. They should be elite. They're elite. Okay. They will have with them a ghost wolf. Character gallery. Ancestry human. This is pretty close to the right colors with the gold and green. We could do that. Hoping for something with like a cloak though, or like a fur coat. I'll just keep looking. Nothing so far. Not nothing, but not quite what I'm looking for. That's pretty close, actually. It's not quite the, like, chestnut hair that I've described before, but it's fine. This is definitely the closest we're going to get. So I'll throw that on Idlewolf. Her companion is going to be some kind of what? Maybe the character gallery only has. Huh. Can I clear the filters? There we go. There are some wolves and stuff. Winter wolf? We might just steal a winter wolf. So that looks ghostly enough. We'll throw that on good old wolf here for a sec. Undead. Some kind of non-humanoid undead would be great. Some kind of four-legged spirit is all I'm looking for. Other than the Phantom Beast, because that has already shown up in the game. But the Winter Wolf will work for our purposes. Yeah, okay. I think this is all fine. Yeah, I'm happy with the Winter Wolf. We'll leave it at that. I don't have a good wolf name. Just call it Ghost Wolf for now. Find one more character for Luna. So once again, we're going to go for a humanoid with a shield. I guess they do have to be human also. That could work pretty well. This Bastion or this Capture the Guard, those are both definitely options. Kind of like this one better. Kind of like this one better, even though it's got a flail. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that for Luna. Yo, that shield is huge in that art. Okay. There's Luna, there's Ida Wolf. She does have a... she does have, like, a big sword instead of dual wielding, but that's fine. For Ida. She's still named Sturdy Wildling. Gosh darn it. I might revisit that art, but that's fine. And then we have the Ghost Wolf. It's gonna be hidden at first, as they are in fact an animal companion. A ghost wolf, indeed. Indeed. It's going to be kind of a... This fighter Basically, the cloak that they're wearing is just haunted by this wolf that runs in the family. So that's... In this fight, they're just gonna sick that wolf on people. Kind of specifically looking for a very queenly looking person for the last bit of art, but... That could be Morgan Redmore. We'll come back to this. I'll come back to this. We've done enough looking at art. I'll probably try to find some different art for each of these Axguard too if I have extra time tomorrow. Okay. So the other bit of homework that we have to finish, I've just got to put in my secrets and clues. I'm going to just, for now, copy over what was from the last session. A lot of these are not going to be pertinent now. For instance, the Rudel has defenders from all of the 4. What was that? The eyes on the Wolf family amulet. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. We're not in Rudel, so all of these Rudel ones are gone. This garbage clue is still technically valid. All the stuff about the werewolves and the wolves of the moon, also not relevant. So just a cool 9 secrets and clues that we gotta put together. Okay. All right. The real Queen Redmore. I forget how to spell this every time. Yeah, okay, that's correct. The real Queen Redmore was brought to Oradine Manor and is still being kept there. The actual lieutenant of the Void in the area is also stationed in Oradine Manor. You'd be a little lazy and say something about... I don't know. There's a dragon corrupted by the void. Somewhere near Oradine Manor. I have to get a little more creative with that clue, as this world technically has not had any dragons in it before. So if I just say a dragon, no one in the party is going to know what the heck that is. Because this came from a different world. Okay. I was going to have some kind of clue about void fortresses that were at the Seraph's beck and call, but that is going to be in a specific location when they go to try to find the arcs, the floating keep that they're going to acquire soon. So, that works for all of this. I don't know what other secrets clues to have about Temel. Suddenly have to invent a lot of culture about this place, because they are just suddenly here. Okay. They are suddenly here, and the culture of Temel is not that important to what they are doing. Okay. Let's see. I feel like secrets and clues for a session like this is kind of hard. Or I'm just bad at coming up with them. I suppose I have an opportunity to seed something like Queen Redmore believes that she found the location of the arcs. And has sent soldiers there. Or something. These could be Void soldiers. I'm not totally sure. Let's see. So let's develop this one a little bit. Queen Redmore believes she found the location of the arcs. Queen Redmore locked up a search party that was sent to Temel on her orders. Or Rudel, whatever. So the search party came back. Queen Redmore immediately locked them up after receiving their report. A separate group was then sent out to the location where that search party had been investigating. Okay, 4 more. Say it was sent out days later, because Queen Redmore communicated the location of that to someone else and then got orders. Maybe there will be another Auradine there. This group was to be put together by I don't know, someone Auradine. Someone from that family, just to keep pointing all of the arrows, all of the badness arrows in that direction. Let's see. Man. Kind of sucks to start burning the cool forests that the party hasn't even been able to visit, but I think that just because there are like, effectively dryads and, like, wooden constructs in those forests. Servants of the Four that are, like, defending the area. I think, like, controlled burns have been ordered. Controlled burns of the border forests have been ordered. Have begun, I guess. To clear way for marching the army. Is like one incorrect hunch that people have. Okay. Not going too bad. Not going too bad. 8, 9, 10. I don't want to throw them into another thread pulling spree. So I don't want to hint at anything like too powerful or too excellent. I did just remember another scene that we have to have. So there's the Ordine Matron. I'll just go ahead and have Scry invites Steris to tea. Just have that little innocuous title there. Nothing bad could happen. Nothing bad at all. Okay. If the Seraph gains control of the leyline nexuses, he can usurp the Four as the prime deity of the world. That's a pretty big hint to just toss in there, but it's a pretty big deal. They should... It's been 50 sessions. They can know why he wants to find the leyline nexuses. It gives them a bit more of a reason. I've given them some nebulous reasons to care about the leyline nexuses, but this is like the big reason why it could be a problem. So we'll toss that in there. Maybe we'll put that in there as number 10 to just round off the list. Okay. Okay. Now then, 8 and 9. I get down to the wire on these, and I'm like, maybe I should just go ahead and roll on our good old friend, the Home of Adventure design, or whatever it's called. Just find the table of contents. I might just roll on the table of contents. Locations, missions, the villain's plan. I already have a pretty good idea of the villain's plans here. Villainous quest for economic power. Catastrophic event. Increase personal capability, gain political power, random acts. Subversion to evil. I wonder what that is. Monsters. Dungeon design. Non-dungeon adventure design. Types of adventures. I'm going to start from a completely different place. Religious influence on cities and communities. That could be interesting. Ooh, relics. Okay. So 441, 442. Weird that there's not just like a rumors thing. Oh, there is. Rumors. For chapter 3? This is the dungeon chapter, right? There are rumors about the dungeon. Could be helpful. Source to the rumor. So this is the rumor. Remnants of an event. Okay. So let's roll a D100 here. Give it a shot, right? We might ignore this entirely. GM roll 1D100. 37. Cave in. Not helpful here, I don't think. Let's see. So, yeah. Remnants of an event. Oh. I should have looked at... Okay. This is the rumors section. I'm okay. Relation of source to rumor. Okay. 37 is generally known legend or story. Okay. $76 is location of a secret door. Okay. Okay, all right. So there's a generally known legend or story about the location of a secret door. Okay. Okay, okay. Click on that. Legend or story about a secret door. And we'll do this again. We'll just do GM roll 2D100. Okay, 34 and 27. I can't believe we rolled the same thing. Might switch it. 27 is area is taboo or forbidden. Oh. Oh, so kind of like a... Okay, so there's an area that is forbidden because there is a significant monster there, and this rumor is about how to negotiate with it or keep it from attacking. That's curious. Okay, that might relate to an old god or something. Hello, Runeweaver. How are you doing? Wonderful to see you. Ah, username used to be Artificer. I see, I see. I was just checking the message history. I remember chatting with you, though. Welcome on back. Welcome on back. Let's see. So, I guess true. Rune Weaver. What class is my Twitch handle? Yeah. Let me see. So that feels very Magus-like. Maguses are kind of like the spell swords in Pathfinder. They kind of like enchant. They cast spells into and through their weapon, so they can like cast fireball along their weapon, and then when they hit with it, a fireball explodes. So that's kind of what I feel like for Runeweaver. A little bit red magey, a little bit spell swordy. Maybe, let me see, Weaver. Weaver is interesting. Weaver is very specific. That's very interesting. I do think I stick with Magus. Theoretically, a Magus could, like... I have a whole thing about, like, the Rune King in my world. Who, like, sews runes onto his followers' armor and stuff. So theoretically, a Magus could do that. A Magus could do that. Yeah, I would stick with Magus. Magus is rad. Let's see. So, a taboo area. Where an ancient creature lurks. A rumor about how to negotiate with it if you stumble into its lair. That's kind of the rumor, but that's the impression of this rumor that I'm getting. Every time I hear about a Pathfinder class, it just sounds better than D&D. I'm hesitant to say that. I love Pathfinder. I love Pathfinder classes. D&D has some cool classes though, and D&D has some cool subclasses. Like the Magus. The Magus as a class is kind of interesting in Pathfinder because it's like one subclass of like wizard, or like a little bit like a arcane trickster rogue, right? It's kind of like in that vein of like what they call a gish. Not a gish. Yeah, gish, right? Whatever. It's one of those like martial spellcasters. So there's a lot of subclasses that are like that in D&D. A Magus is like that general idea that then branches out into like what those different subclasses are. Like you can have a staff fighter who has like a wizard staff that he bashes people with, and he can like cast spells out of the staff, like as he's backing people with it. So you can have these ideas of like I'm kind of like a mystical monk who is blasting people with ancient arts out of my staff, out of this ancient staff that I have. Or you have like your arcane archer, your eldritch arcane archer. That's like a separate idea in D&D. And in this, that's just like one option that a Magus has. And then you can very specifically be like, you know, you can kind of shoot very like powerful single target attacks with that, or you can use the arrows to like launch AoE attacks like 100 feet, like longer ranges than they would usually go. So you have this idea of kind of like magical artillery, or you have like a Magus doing like trick shots with their spells. And like getting around corners and stuff with spells that they wouldn't normally be able to target, like targeting their spells in interesting ways. Instead of having Burning Hands be a cone right in front of you, you can like shoot the arrow, curve it around some cover, and then blast this group of people who are like huddling behind cover with a Burning Hands that you like stuck in the ground next to them, you know? So you just have like all of these things would be different classes in D&D, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They would be different classes with different subclasses in D&D. In Pathfinder, it's like one class that then branches out into those different D&D subclasses from there. And you can kind of combine them a little bit, you know? You can like pick and choose some of the identity from all of those. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a class that encapsulates the idea of like, I am a super heavily armored, like, Death Knight from WoW, or I'm like a monk and I'm gonna punch you and then you're gonna explode in a fireball. Like, there are all these kind of very disparate ideas that you can build into from a single starting point. I'm gonna stop babbling. I don't think I'm making sense. There's a lot of flexibility in Pathfinder. 5e doesn't have a lot of flexibility. It has like a very specific fantasy that each subclass will deliver on. In Pathfinder, you kind of get to build it yourself. You can be very specific about the fantasy that you want to build. But it's like, I don't know, it's more choices, more research. So like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's harder to get there, because it's not, like, hard, but it's, like, not everyone wants to cook their own food. You know what I mean? Some people are like, I don't care how you make a burger. I don't want to make a choice of Angus beef versus whatever. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I don't like cooking my own food. I don't want to choose between a poppy bun and a sweet roll bun. Just give me a burger. So let me order a burger so I know I'm going to eat a thing that tastes a little bit like a burger. So that's kind of like what 5e classes are. And you can get some very tasty burgers out of 5e. And that's my diplomatic my diplomatic explanation of classes and class design. Let's see. Hello, Boomer. Hamburglar. McDonald's zombie hamburglar in the style of like Minecraft. That's a very funny emote. Whoever like made that set of decisions at McDonald's, they're on the right track there. That was good. Let's see. I'm not like missing any. Yeah, okay. Not missing any YouTube comments over there. I always get concerned. Okay. So let's see. A taboo area. Like I said, we just rolled for some rumors. I have no idea what this secret door is gonna be. If it's gonna be like a secret door to the Voraktee Manor or what. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. This could be about the location of a ley line. I don't know. Ley line? Old God? Voraktee Manor? Escaping the castle? I'm just gonna leave this one open-ended. I might just get into this habit of having some very, very open-ended rumors that I can like hack into different situations instead of using a lot of proper nouns and like specific people and places. I'll have some rumors that are like, yeah, there might be like a secret way to escape this place or get into this place that you're looking into. YouTube comments, you say, I'm gonna... I caught it. Thank you for the good test. An excellent response time test. This other rumor, taboo area where an ancient creature lurks. A rumor about how to negotiate with it if you stumble into its lair. Almost certainly about a forgotten god. Hello, Missy Ann. I'm a little sleepy too. I'm a little pretty sleepy. But I'm trying to be awake. I'm trying to be awake for the rest of the day. I'm sleepy, I'm boomer. I'm more sleepy than you? I do believe that. I do kind of believe that. All I had to do today was get up and shower and get a million text messages because I dared to fill out a form about getting quotes for health insurance. And my dog has been very grumpy. Very, very grumpy. It was so windy today, and he did not want to be outside. We were, like, hearing neighbors' stuff just, like, banging around. Joe wasn't happy about it. He's chilling back there right now. Lean this way. He eeping back there. He's just waiting, though. The moment someone makes a wrong noise upstairs, he's gonna freak out. He's definitely a wired boy today. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know which Forgotten God yet. I'm going to think about that when I go on a walk a little bit, I think. Listen to some music, see what comes to me. I want to bring in Steris's patron more, the War Naga. He kind of qualifies as a Forgotten God. But we'll see if they even run into this rumor. They got none of these Rudel rumors, so we'll see. We'll see what they investigate. I might leave this slightly open-ended too. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with all of that. Scry invites Steris to tea. We'll write out this a little bit. So Scry is trying to find out what Steris and the monsters are after in Temel. It is good that they are trying to make allies, trying to stop the Seraph from gaining ground and turning people against each other. But she is supposed to stop them. Stop the monsters. From finding weapons and power that would basically Scry and her master do not want the party to become like heroes. They want the party to unite people, become heroes that way, but don't want them to try to like solo this thing. So basically there's going to be a little bit of a test to make sure that they have allies that can like do things for them, that they trust to manage things. So we're going to find out what Steris and the monsters are after in Temel. Yeah. Suppose it's supposed to dissuade the monsters, I spelled that wrong, from foolish heroics. We'll put it that way. She intends to test if the monsters have allies that they could trust with their mission or their very lives. And to this end, Steris' tea has been poisoned. The antidote is far away. This is like the second time I'm using this trope, this idea in the game, in the campaign world, but that's fine. They will need to entrust its retrieval to some of their companions, where they will need to entrust the arcs to them. The monsters cannot succeed at both alone. That's the idea. Why did this... What's going on here? Oh, I see. I understand. So that's the idea. But then... Steris' patron will... Basically, Steris will start to see Scry in her vengeance sight. Well, thank you. that is very sweet. I have certainly heard that I have a soothing, boring, low energy voice that has benefits to it. So her patron will try to force it. How many hero points for you to make my D&D character an NPC in your game? That's a good question. I try to avoid stuff like that. I try to avoid forcing stuff like that. We can talk about it though. We could try to discuss a place where your character could fit in. I would not be opposed to it necessarily. I don't want to be like, I run a super serious game, but the like verisimilitude, I value the oh my god, Boomer. I don't even remember how to do like ASMR time. It's been a million years. I don't even know, man. It's just I get really close to the microphone and try to be very quiet. That's all it is. It's like Minnesota time, but for ASMR. So that's what it is. I'm just trying to like whisper. And like, that's it. So we'll try to do that for a minute. And we'll see how that goes. It's a little... I noticed that I don't get the microphone volume up very high when I do this. So I'm sorry if it is inherently a bit quieter. I need to set up a thing in StreamerBot that like automatically puts up a sign, like an ASMR mode sign over my face when someone redeems this. Because if I don't want people to think this is like my channel like all the time. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That sounds like work. And I don't know if I want to do work right now of that variety. I kind of want to just keep my stream nice and simple. Because I got a lot of general work to do, and it's like a lot, you know? Just like setting up the website, keeping up with the Patreon, composing music. It's like a lot. And so, stuff like stream automation is like a little hard to motivate myself for. I didn't really see what time this started. 2 minutes ago? Feels like more than that. That's fine. We'll keep going for another 3-ish minutes with this. And hopefully, I don't scare too many people away. I know I would scare Moto away if he was here, but he is not supposed to be present for GM prep, and therefore, we should be fine. I hope it isn't too sibilant. I have literally never listened back through an ASMR section because I find that idea horrifying. So, if you have any complaints, I guess I'll hear them. I suppose, yeah. Yeah, if you have feedback on the ASMR section, go ahead and leave it in the your local comment box on whatever platform you're hanging out on. That would make me scream a little bit. That's my feedback. Is that a result of ASMR? I suppose that is in some kind of autonomous something response. I could see it. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. Is it like out of annoyance? Or like what is the cause of wanting to come out of the floorboard and like bite my vulnerable leg? So anyway, Steris can fight her patron trying to force Scry into her revenge plans. It sounded like I was gonna continue that thought, but there's not really further. Steris can just fight that and like disagree with her patron and be like, no, I don't really want to get revenge on my sister. That's a little bit opposite of what I'm trying to do. Oh, I see. You know, that's valid. That is valid, okay. An acceptable response. And at 5 minutes ago, the ASMR time is now over, and I'm going to slide this right back over there. All right, I think I'm like officially kind of chilling on prep. Like, I think I'm mostly full of distracting invalid comments. You know, those are the best ones. Invalid distracting comments are just a little frustrating sometimes. What do you mean you're offline, phone? I'm not offline, phone. Okay, so if I got done early enough, I was gonna hop into a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics, but sunset, you can see right here, is at an hour from now. You can clearly see that on the screen here. And it's not windy anymore. It's not heckin' windy anymore outside. So I should go outside and play with my dog before sun goes down. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I think we're gonna call that a good one. Call that game mastery well prepped. Call it a proverbial day. It would be so funny to raid into Artosis. Like, not for any particular... Like, my channel shares nothing with Artosis. But, like, raiding into Artosis and going from ASMR to Artosis screaming about the state of Terran in StarCraft 1 would be very funny to me. No one in this chat probably gets this, what I'm talking about at all. But he's a very angry, very, very, very famous StarCraft 1 player and commentator. We've got Roll for Your Lives playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I kind of want to check that out. They're running like an interesting VTT. What are they running in? I don't know. It's a very well lit VTT, very well lit 3-dimensional one. So maybe we'll go hang out there. They've been going for 10 minutes, so that's great. We're getting them right as they're starting. I'd check out some Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I've heard interesting things about that campaign, that adventure path. So we'll start the raid for that. Roll for your lives. So we'll go hang out over there. If you're on YouTube, you know, I guess I'll post it. I'll post it to the YouTube chat. All right, how about that? You can go hang out over there if you want. Because YouTube doesn't have a thing to raid at all, much less to Twitch streams. So if you want to click that link and go hang out in Roll for Your Lives, that'd be great. So we're going to go over there, hang out, catch a little bit of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. They're level 2, so they're pretty early in the campaign, I think. Especially with how fast like 5e campaigns tend to move. So we will be back on Wednesday for our own Pathfinder session. But before that, I think in the morning we're going to try a little bit of... If I can wake up early enough and be ready, then we're going to try to play some Final Fantasy Tactics on Wednesday morning before Pathfinder stream. So I'm hanging out for that. On Friday, I think we're going to do some Silksong again, and I think I'm going to switch to leaving Sundays as my full day off, because I've got just so much random crap. I have like Moto's Pathfinder campaign on Sundays that I can't stream. And then I also have like weeklies that are like finishing up for like Guild Wars that I'm super addicted to right now. So that's the general schedule. I'm out of time. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.